there and welcome. You're about to watch a Lakehead International live webinar. It is a great way to explore what Lakehead University is all about. In this session, you'll hear insights and stories from Lakehead professors, staff, and current students. While watching, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. For now, let's dive in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Discover Engineering faculty session today. I'm Hardika Narayankar, part of the Lakehead International team, and I work as the International New and Social Media Officer. It is really great to see all of you joining today, and some of you just might be starting your university search, and others may be, seriously considering Lakehead. But no matter where you are at this session, you will get the clarity that you are looking for. Today, we are going to be diving into one of Lakehead's most innovative and hands-on academic areas, the Faculty of Engineering. We'll walk you through the undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral programs that you can choose from that will help you build a real engineering experience even before you graduate. And by the end of today's session, you'll have a solid sense of whether Lakehead's Faculty of Engineering aligns with your goals. And with that, let's just get started with the agenda for today. It is pretty simple. We'll be giving you an overview of Lakehead, and then we'll have certain conversations with the various faculty members of engineering. And we'll also be discussing about different kinds of programs that Faculty of Engineering offers. So let's kick things off with just a quick overview of Lakehead University. We are a public university in Ontario with 3 distinct locations, Thunder Bay, Aurelia, and a specialized STEM hub in Barrie. But what really sets us apart isn't just the locations, it's the community that you'll find here. And life at Lakehead is way more than just sitting in lectures or classrooms and taking notes. It's also about connecting with your professors, building friendships, and getting involved with the broader community around you. So one of the things that makes Lakehead really unique is our approach to undergraduate research. At many universities, students do not get that research opportunities until later in their degrees. So sometimes even at the graduate level. So here you can start as early as your first year. That means that you'll get hands-on experience from day one, helping you build skills, confidence, and also a real edge for your future. Now I know rankings aren't everything, but they do give a sense of impact. So Lakehead is in the top 3 in Canada for research in our category. Times Higher Education ranked us number 1 in North America for universities with under 10,000 students. And Maclean's consistently places us in the top 5 in our category in Canada. So even though we are considered a smaller university, our achievements are anything but small. So class sizes are another thing that students really appreciate. So instead of huge lecture halls, we focus on smaller, more personal classes. In Thunder Bay, the student to faculty ratio is 15:1, and in Aurelia, it's 13:1. That means that you'll get more opportunities to ask questions, participate, and also really connect with your professors. Another thing that I would like to highlight is the diversity in another diversity, wherein students come to Lakehead from over 90 countries. So every classroom is a chance to hear different perspectives, share experiences, and also learn from your peers, not just from textbooks. And life after graduation, the results speak for themselves. So we have 96.2% of our graduates that are working within 2 years, which is higher than the Ontario average. That tells us that our students leave this place ready and confident and also well prepared. So let me ask you this. Why do you think so many students from across the world choose Canada for their studies? And there might be a few big reasons, but for starters, Canada is consistently ranked top 10 greenest countries in the world to live in. On top of that, Canada is also ranked among the top 14 most peaceful countries in the world. That means that it is safe, it is welcoming, and it is a really supportive place for students from all kinds of backgrounds. And Canada is also ranked one of the best places in the world to live, thanks to its high quality of life, safety, and peaceful environment. We are also known for being inclusive. That means that Canada was actually the first country to officially embrace multiculturalism, and that shows why nearly 1 million international students now call Canada home. Let's talk about something that will be, a most favorite topic to discuss within, or it must be something that's on top of mind for many international students, which is the work opportunities and what comes after graduation. So while studying, you can work up to 24 hours per week during the semester. It is a great way to cover expenses, gain Canadian experience, and also sort of build your resume. Once you graduate, every Lakehead program makes you eligible for a post-graduation work permit, which could give you up to 3 years of open work in Canada. And looking ahead, a Canadian degree gives you extra points for permanent residency in Canada. So if no matter where you want to, if you want to stay in Canada or you want to take your career somewhere else, you'll have stronger options. Now let's talk about the programs and go in depth about it and take a closer look. So we deliver programs at every level of study, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral. At the undergraduate level, you'll find 6 disciplines. At the master's level, we offer 5, and at the doctoral level, we offer 4. So for bachelor students, your options include chemical, civil engineering, electrical, mechanical, mechatronics, and software engineering. So all 6 come with co-op opportunities and at the master's level, we offer chemical, civil, electrical, and computer environmental and mechanical engineering. So at the doctoral level, we offer chemical, civil, electrical, and computer engineering and mechanical engineering. So whether you're coming in from high school, returning from a second degree, or moving into graduate studies, there's a clear pathway for you. Now, one of the biggest highlights of our undergraduate programs is that you'll earn both a diploma and a degree in 4 years. So after your first 2 years, you'll receive a diploma from Lakehead University, and many students use that to step into meaningful summer or part-time work while continuing toward their 4-year degree. So we are the only university in Canada offering this dual credential structure within the same 4-year timeline. So every undergraduate program is fully accredited by the Canadian Engineering Accreditation Board for the maximum possible term. So it reflects the strength of our curriculum and the level of preparation students receive. Now, when you start your studies here, you will jump into your discipline right in year 1. So you'll still take foundational courses, but you won't spend a year waiting to begin real engineering work. Another unique option is our combined engineering and MBA pathway with the Faculty of Business Administration. By adding 1 extra year, you can complete your Bachelor's of Engineering and a Master's of Business Administration in 5 years. So in your 4th year of engineering, the schedule spreads out and starts incorporating business courses so that your final 2 years cover your full 4th year and also the MBA. So it's a strong option for students aiming for leadership roles or looking to broaden their skill set before entering the job market. Now, we also offer paid co-op opportunities in several programs. It is a practical way to take what you have learned in class and also apply it directly in the Canadian workplace. So most students return from co-op with the valuable experience and finish their degree the following year. So if you want to explore any of these programs in more detail, you can always visit our website, lakeheadu.ca, and you'll find full program descriptions, course breakdowns, and any kind of information about about each degree involves. Now, when people ask where our engineering graduates go, the truth is that the possibilities are just wide-ranging. The list we share includes places we frequently see our graduates land, but it's nowhere near exhaustive. Like engineering continues to evolve and create new opportunities that emerge all the time. So you'll see the job landscape shift even in the time it takes to complete your degree. With that, we are going to shift gears here and hear from our faculty of engineering and also hear from one of our engineering students.
Well, folks, with that, I would like to officially welcome and introduce the Dean of our Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Kozinski. I'll pass over to him to share more and introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. I'm absolutely delighted to spend some time with you and particularly to share with you what's happening at Lakehead University at the Faculty of Engineering with regards to our students and academics and the research and initiatives. We are the engineering school that just celebrated 50th anniversary. So it's a golden anniversary of engineering at Lakehead. We are one of very few engineering schools in the country with such a terrific record. And over all those years, all of our programs enjoyed the maximum possible accreditation of engineering programs. Accreditation is absolutely fundamental because it just tells you about the importance and the strength of those programs. We have currently 6 programs. We have mechanical engineering, mechatronics engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, software engineering, and chemical engineering. And in addition, we will be creating a new program in computer engineering. Now, myself, I've been dean at several other universities, including at York University in Toronto, University of Saskatchewan. I was a professor at McGill University. I was a founding president of a technical university in the UK. And I came to Lakehead a few years ago. And what brought me here, it was something that resonated with me as a professional engineer, as an academic, as a researcher, as a person, actually. I consider Lakehead as being a Mozart of engineering education. Now, what we created at Lakehead is absolutely unique. We created a sort of open system of variety for a different type of individuals. We have programs that are open to students who come to us straight from high schools. We have programs for students who come to us after completing their college education. We have programs for students with no credentials whatsoever, but with ambition and aspiration to become engineers. That is, we call it a pre-engineering program. Why so? Because we believe that diversity of offerings is going to stimulate vitality of engineering education. We believe that we are actually in the forefront of engineering education in our country, and it was recognized by Times Higher Education just the last year. We were ranked as #1 in the country with regards to undergraduate education among those universities who cherish or focus predominantly on undergraduate education. So what's wonderful about our offerings is also the opportunity to study in different locations. We have the majority of our programs are delivered in Thunder Bay. It's a beautiful, scenic place, quintessential campus that is located just next to the lake and is linked directly with the city. We also have our current electrical engineering program located in Barrie, which is just next to Toronto, which is much more urban setting. And we hope to expand our footprint in that area in the future. So what we want to do is to offer to our students a variety of experiences But those experiences are not only related to education, engineering education. It's also the opportunity for our students to link up with friends from other faculties on campus, other programs, humanities, social sciences, business, kinesiology, and so on. And why we want to do it? Because in the past, engineering used to change how we do things. But now engineering is not only changing what we do, but who we are as human beings. That's how we look at our students. We created at Lakehead a true family. That's exactly how we interact with our students. As dean, my door is always open to students to come and share with me their successes, some of the difficulties and sometimes problems that they have, and we always look at it from the perspective as our student being a member of this engineering family at Lakehead, and we always try to find solutions that are optimal for everyone. Now, in addition to engineering education, we also linked our and we also linked that opportunity with a new program that is called MBA. It's a Master of Business Administration. So that is the program that if you combine it with your Bachelor of Engineering degree, it offers tremendous opportunities for our students. You see, we've done it because we believe that just getting a job after graduation is not good enough anymore. It's all about employability. That means being employable in a variety of jobs. And this is over one's career. And this is exactly what will be happening to you, young students. So we figured out that just getting a particular set of skills in an individual discipline, say civil engineering or electrical or so, it's not going to be enough as well. It's all about getting a proper mindset. Mindset meaning understanding more about the world around you, the environment around you. And that's why what we wanted to do is to give our students an opportunity not just to learn more about engineering, but importantly, learn more about themselves, who they are, how they interact with others, how they interact with the world that is surrounding them. That is unique about Lakehead. In addition to that, what we embedded in our education is the opportunity for students to have a co-op education. That means that our students can spend time on the premises of our industrial partners, and we have many of them. We wanted to make certain that this is formally done, and we have a dedicated office of engineering co-op that helps our students to find those opportunities. Now, the opportunity to learn in industrial setting is terrific. Perhaps as important is the opportunity to earn while learning as well, and that what co-op is offering. Further still, what we do is we also give our students the opportunity to conduct research together with our professors in their laboratories, research together with our industrial partners, using their premises, their equipment, and their knowledge, and research conducting in our countries as well. So that having a strong research component in our undergraduate education is important, because we strongly believe that students should learn more by doing things rather than spending time exclusively in classrooms. And another facet of of the opportunities that we create for our students is to participate in a variety of entrepreneurial initiatives and activities. We give our students the opportunity to create their own companies while being students with us. We provide them with the space, we provide them with advice, we provide them sometimes with some seed funding as well. So you may see that the type of education that you're going to get at Lakehead is not only that you're going to learn what it means to become a professional engineer later on in life, but you're going to learn, perhaps as importantly, how to become a full individual, a person that appreciates the others, that understands the world, and the person that is definitely going to contribute to the future. Because we have to realize that engineers create everything that is not naturally created. And that's why we bore a tremendous responsibility for the future of the world we live in. We are like doctors, medical doctors. They improve human beings and make them better and healthier. We improve the world, and our responsibility is to make it better and to make it healthier as well.
That is simply put incredible to hear from you and sharing more information about what students can anticipate when they join Lakehead. Of course, you touched on a lot of different aspects, which I will expand on as we go over some of the programs and faculty overview. So I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for joining me, Dr. Kozinski. It's been my pleasure to host you. With that being said, folks, later on in today's presentation, you'll also get an opportunity to learn from a current student as well as some researchers. I know for a fact we have one lined up who's going to share more about wind energy and some of the research he's done about that. So stay tuned for that. But once again, thank you, Dr. Kozinski, for sharing more information about the Faculty of Engineering at Lakehead.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. And it's my pleasure and honor to introduce Hung Lam, a current student within our Faculty of Engineering. I'll pass over to him to say hello to the audience and introduce himself, and then we'll learn a bit more about how he's gotten involved, his academic journey, all that sort of thing. So over to you, Hung.
Hello, everybody. Hope your day is going really well. And my name is Hung, and I am a third year Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering. And I am also the current president of the Vietnamese Students Association.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us on today's webinar, Hung. Could you also share with the audience, where are you originally from? What country did you join Canada from?
I came to Canada from halfway across the world from Vietnam, and it is quite a huge change coming from such a tropic country to a colder, more snowy area.
For sure, yeah. And obviously, I can draw the connection between where you're from and now that you're the president of the Vietnamese Student Association. We'll dive into that in a few moments here. But my first question is typically reflecting on your academic journey. Could you share with us a bit more about any moments that stand out as pivotal in terms of your studies or shining moments?
So one of the biggest moments in my academic career so far has to be in the class Thermal Sciences, or EMEC 2651. And for the final project of that class, we had to pick a location, any town in the city within Canada, and design a single room house from the ground up, essentially. So we had to decide the foundation of the house, how big the house was, and what material to build the flooring, to build the walls, the roof, the window, the door out of. So pretty much picking a location and making a house from scratch. And it was such a pivotal moment because we had to pick all the materials that constructed the house, every single layer, every single pieces of that house construction was done by us. And it really showed me that as an engineer, I mustn't only focus on a single item of a design, a single piece, but I have to look at the thing as a whole, right? Whether that piece fits in with the entire design and whether that design would function properly where it was meant to be.
Interesting. So I'm curious, and I'm sure the audience is also asking, where did you decide to build this efficient home of yours?
So kind of kicking back to the story of how of where I am right now, I did pick my new home in Canada, Thunder Bay, and it is simply because it is the closest thing that I have to home and the most familiar thing that I have to me. And picking Thunder Bay as a location would also correlate greatly with my project, being that when I finish with the design, when I'm done, how thick the walls are, what the walls are made of, it is so familiar to me because I live right there, right? The design parameters are sensible to me because I have experienced firsthand with what the environment is, what it needs to be, what the house needs to take care of to be a warm and cozy house. So Thunder Bay was the location that I picked.
Very interesting. Shifting gears here, of course, academics are our number one to studies at Lakehead and coming to an institution in Canada. But I'm also curious, how have you enriched your student life and your experience thus far outside of the classroom? So beyond those classroom environments, what do you get involved in?
So, as I've mentioned before, I am the current president of the Vietnamese Student Association, and we do a lot of things outside of the academic life. We have had three events so far, three major events, two mid-autumn events, and then one Lunar New Year events that we collaborated with Lakehead International, and um, two and we expanded. We had events that shared the cultural celebrations that shared the cultural points aspects of the Vietnamese people across to um, everybody else within the Lakehead University community. And on top of that, I am going to Montreal this January to compete in the first ever Lakehead University concrete toboggan race team. And we are going to be racing against all of the schools across Canada. And it is half a learning experience academically since we also did have to design our toboggan from the ground up, picking all the materials, all the design parameters as we were. But it is also about we also have the spirit component to the competition where we have to have dances, chants, we make videos, we make clips, and all of those combined makes for a quite an exciting life outside of schoolwork.
For sure. Yeah, I know that Lakehead's Faculty of Engineering has been highly awarded in some of these student competitions. I can name the Steel Bridge Engineering team. They often come back with medals around their neck or accolades from their success. So I wish you and your team all the best when you head over to Montreal and compete against other Canadian institutions. But the experience is not all about winning. It's just that. It's the experience itself and giving you a diverse way to learn. I'm also looking to ask one more question before I let you go here. What advice would you give to future engineering students before they start their academic journeys at Lakehead?
The two biggest advice that I would give to any future engineering student is first to go to your classes, listen to your professors, and they have a lot to deliver, not just within the lecture, but also just their knowledge of being in the field, having worked as a professional engineer, knowing what happens in the real world helps a lot with your career moving forward. And also ask your questions. They would be more than lovely to help. They would help you with it in the class, right after class, and in the office hour. Just ask your question and they would gladly answer. And secondly, just put yourself out there with the extracurricular events, right? Scout all the emails that are sent to you in the weekly newsletter, scout all the notice boards that are around the school, and just keep an eye out for when teams or clubs come into classrooms and just introduce themselves and just give you the information of what's out there, what to join. And that's not really a thing as you're not qualified for this or you're underqualified or you don't really know enough to join a team. Just put yourself out there, join the team, and it's a learning process. You'll learn a lot of things along the way.
Great. Well, thank you again for your time and sharing more about your Lakehead experience in the Faculty of Engineering. To our audience, next we're going to sit down and learn about some of the research happening at Lakehead with one of our distinguished professors. Thank you again to Dr. Elshaer to joining us on our Faculty of Engineering webinar. I'll pass it over to him to introduce himself first.
Thanks, Jordan, and thanks for having me today.
Of course.
Okay,
It's my
absolutely.
pleasure. I think it's great if the audience could get to know you a bit more. So perhaps if you could share more about your role at Lakehead, some of the things that you do, and then we'll dive a bit deeper into the research and civil engineering, of course.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so about myself, my name is Ahmed Elshaer. I am an associate professor at the Civil Engineering Department here at Lakehead. I lead the research group of mine, abbreviated SWIRL. So it is an abbreviation for Structural and Wind Engineering Research Laboratory. And it composed of a number of PhD students, masters, postdoc, and obviously undergraduate students as well.
Awesome. That's very exciting to know. I guess we'll dive right into it. And could you share with the audience just one of the research projects that you're currently embarking on or partaking in?
Absolutely. So if we look at, like, even from the name of my research group, it is a kind of a mix between structural engineering and wind engineering as well. So we look generally about the impact of natural hazards on structures and how they perform under natural hazards. Mainly wind. So people usually look at wind, and we also acknowledge that wind is a useful aspect of life where it can provide electricity. It can just like play with our hair a little bit, like in a windy day, but not my hair, of course, but maybe others. So, but for us, like as structural engineer, we look at wind as like a natural hazard where it can affect structures if they are not taken into consideration in a proper way. One aspect of our research, it is related to optimizing our structural systems. So we can design structures to be safe, but in many cases, we look at how we can optimize our design, not only to make it just safe, but we make it like in the optimal form within different constraints. So it should be economic, where to place the structural systems, how to work with the connections, how to create the walls that can prevent the cold climate into infiltrating into our structures. So we look at it globally. So we the output or the product that we produce, it is not only good, but it should perform the best as well.
Of course, yeah. There's a lot of factors, I'm sure, that go into it. As a business grad myself, most of that goes over my head, but we appreciate the work that you're doing and researching, of course, ensuring that buildings are built effectively and safely at the same time and are efficient at the end of the day. I know that that's a up and coming sort of world that we live in, is that every building needs to be of the highest efficiency. So I know that that's sort of ongoing in terms of the development of that, and certainly exciting to hear that we're involved in it here at Lakehead. In terms of the research itself, I know you mentioned you work with postdocs, master's students, undergrad students. Could you share with us a bit more about how they get involved in that research?
Okay, so typically research is kind of led by graduate students since they are dedicating their time towards the research. So for, let's say for PhD students, they take typically 1 year to do their courses, then their entire time will be dedicated towards the research group, research project, either by running experiments or running numerical simulation, analyzing results, or looking into the like the results and how to communicate that through publications. students, but this doesn't mean that we have a fantastic participation from our undergraduate students. Me, myself, I usually appoint a number of students through multiple programs. Like, for example, we have the NSERC USRA, which is dedicated for undergraduate researchers spending the summer with researchers to get involved in those kind of experimental testing and kind of touch the water and see if it is something that attracts their attention. And to my pleasure, that many of those undergraduate students, when they see how the research environment look like, they end up just pursuing masters and in some cases even PhD. So they kind of at least get exposed to research, because as undergrad we teach our students how to design and how to work in design firms and so, but there is less involvement in actual research. So that's also a good opportunity for them. We have the program of MyTax. We appoint a lot of students under the MyTax program, as well as even our degree project. It is to my pleasure that many of my degree project students, or some universities called the Capstone project, they are involved in research, and they actually published papers out of their degree project, which end up being like a highlight of their careers when they pursue jobs and stuff. It is definitely an addition to their CVs and profiles.
For sure, yeah. I mean, most students joining an undergrad program don't necessarily know what they want to do with their lives, with the future, and that's okay. I mean, I certainly didn't when I first started at Lakehead, but getting a taste for that research and having those opportunities accessible to them in the undergraduate level perhaps will persuade them or even convince them that they would like to further their education. And although you mentioned, of course, our programs are designed to build students to be career ready and gain jobs as soon as they graduate. But giving them that opportunity to explore research and be supported very closely by faculty is certainly important in our eyes.
And if I will add to that as
Of
well,
course.
undergraduate students, what I also always like about them, that they are usually very liberated in their ideas and their involvement. Unlike some of even us or some graduate students, we are kind of in many cases following some stream, but you will be surprised that many of the interesting ideas actually comes from undergraduate students based on their like kind of, they are not like bounded by anything. So it is beautiful when seeing those ideas come from them.
Certainly, yeah. Having no preconceived notion of how research is conducted
Exactly.
or what should be researched can bring some interesting outlooks and
Exactly.
perspectives. On that note, with the last little bit of time we have with you, I did want to give you an opportunity to share more about perhaps what makes civil engineering at Lakehead unique and what can students anticipate to get involved in.
Absolutely. So I'm very proud of our department in multiple aspects in terms of the uniqueness of the composition of the curriculum itself. Like if I look at many curriculums around Canada, we are very proud that our curriculum contain a number of elective courses and some mandatory courses that I haven't seen much in other universities. Like for example, we teach, let's say, bridge engineering as an elective in the last year. We teach wind engineering as an elective in the last year. We teach also fire engineering, timber design. Those type of courses, it is very rare to find at other universities, or if they are found, they are typically found in the graduate level. But we are very proud to have them even in the undergraduate level. Another thing about our curriculum, it is about the degree project. So some of our degree project students dedicate their projects to obviously design, which is usually the mainstream for degree projects. But we were happy to have other two types of projects that are typically non-typical, which is either the research projects. So I talked about it earlier, that we have a group who's researching a research point that haven't been tackled at a certain way before, and they will kind of review the literature, propose a methodology, and then write a paper. And we have a lot of successful stories coming from that. And also we had some research projects degree projects that are related to an activity, like to our pleasure that one of our very successful groups here at Civil Engineering is the Steel Bridge group. So I remember when I first joined Lakehead, I said to a friend, I'm joining Lakehead. Then he told me, oh, so you will be joining the Steel Bridge University. So the university were like linked to that very beautiful activity. And to our pleasure, we usually win a lot of awards and competitions based on that specific competition. And it's not the only extracurricular that student can be involved in. Like, for example, we have the CSCE, the Canadian Society of Civil Engineering chapters, where students can participate in activities generally about civil engineering. We have also the CSA, the Cement Standard Association, where students also who are interested in concrete are participating in that. We have a couple of clubs that are related to some very interesting competitions, like the concrete canoe. We have it this year, and the concrete toboggan. So, for example, I would just talk about the concrete canoe. Those who are interested in sports and stuff, usually people build canoes from a lightweight material that can just have some hydrodynamic and can be used as a boat or stuff. But the beautiful thing about it that you are making it from concrete, which is typically a heavy material. So you try to involve a special design for your mix, how to make the concrete lightweight and how to shape it in the proper form, how to make it strong enough to hold the people using this canoe. So it's a really interesting stuff. So.
I'm excited to see more about that right on campus. I've heard about it and I haven't quite seen it yet. Thank you again for joining us. It's been my pleasure to be host. Next, we'll dive into media and another researcher, though.
Likewise, thank you so much, Jordan.
Thank you.
So in this segment, we are going to be diving into the Faculty of Engineering and how our Barry STEM Hub is giving students a chance to study and also innovate in one of the most in-demand fields today, which is engineering. So joining us is Dr. Amir Ameli, Associate Professor in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. So Dr. Ameli, thank you so much for being with us. Just to start off, could you tell us a bit about your background and what led you to in the field of electrical and computer engineering?
Thank you so much for inviting me to this meeting. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about what we are doing at Lakehead, and it is always exciting to share how our programs are growing, especially with the launch of the new Barry STEM Hub. As you mentioned, my name is Dr. Amir Ameli, and I am an associate professor at the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department at Lakehead University. My background is in power system protection and cyber security of critical infrastructure, and I have been fortunate to teach and conduct research in these areas at Lakehead University in the last couple of years. Much of my work focuses on making power grids smarter, more secure, and resilient, especially at the presence of renewable energy systems and digital technologies, such as a wider use of communication systems in power grids to make them smarter.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Dr. Ameri, you have taught and researched across several areas of engineering. What aspects of electrical and computer engineering are you most passionate about in terms of teaching or even exploring right now?
I'm most passionate about research and teaching that connects directly to real-world challenges in engineering and technology. My focus is on areas like smart grids, renewable energy systems, and cybersecurity of modern power networks, which are mainly related to the fields that are changing how we produce and protect energy every day. I mainly teach third year and fourth year courses related to smart power grids, electric machines, as well as their protection and cybersecurity at Lakehead University.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that information, Dr. Ameli. So now talking about the Barry STEM Hub, what about the advantages of it? Many students have heard about Berry STEM Hub now, but might not fully know what makes it unique. So from your perspective, what makes studying electrical or computer engineering or engineering in general at the Berry STEM Hub special compared to other locations or universities?
The program at the Berry STEM Hub is built around the skills and experience that today's tech industry demands. Students study in a brand new high-tech space designed specifically for engineering and computer science. And in these programs, the students learn through a mix of theory, hands-on experience, and real industry collaboration, which makes our graduates ready to step into a fast-changing technical environment after graduations. For us at Berry STEM Hub, teaching is not just about transferring the knowledge. It's about building curiosity, creativity, and confidence, so the students can become the kind of engineers who make real impacts in their communities and in the world. At STEM Hub, we constantly update our courses to reflect emerging technologies in areas like automation, artificial intelligence, software engineering, and data systems. So we keep our courses up to date and in line with the real demand in industry. And with co-op placement and industry-linked projects, our students gain some direct experience in solving real-world problems and in learning how to work with the technologies that are currently being used in the industry.
Thank you so much for that. So it is very interesting to see how all that ties in the broader direction of the tech industry right now. So talking about that, so engineering and technology fields evolve very quickly. There's new systems, smarter devices, just constant innovation every day. So how does the engineering program prepare students to keep up with and also lead those changes in industry?
Yeah, thank you for this good question. As I kind of mentioned in my answer to the previous questions as well, the programs at the Berry STEM Hub is built around the skills and experience that today's tech industry demands. Because the hub shares a space with regional innovation center, the students are surrounded by entrepreneurs, tech startups, and even some local companies. And this make it possible for the students to have the opportunity of learning through a mix of theory, hands-on practice, and real industry collaborations. And apart from that, by working in small classes with dedicated professors and industry mentors, the students can develop the ability to adapt, innovate, and to lead, which are exactly what employers look for in the next generation of engineers and technologists. And on top of that, our students gain experience using cutting-edge engineering and computing technologies, which are similar to the tools and systems that are used in today's workplaces. So our graduates not only get ready for their job, but also ready to adapt, innovate, and lead in whatever comes next in their career.
Thank you so much for that. So that is exactly that. The supportive atmosphere makes a really big difference in how students grow and also succeed. Also, the community feel is something that we hear our current students talk about a lot. So that is something that's going to help them definitely. So one of the most exciting parts of Lakehead's engineering programs is that even undergraduates get to engage in applied research. What kind of research or innovation projects can engineering students get involved in at the Berry STEM Hub?
At Berry STEM Hub, the undergraduate students have the opportunity to get involved in real hands-on research and applied projects right from the beginning of their studies, because the hub is small and deeply connected to local industry. Students often work side by side with professors and community partners on projects that have direct real-world impact. I myself have a couple of projects with local industry, and I always encourage the undergrad students to work on some smaller pieces of those projects for their capstone projects. And these projects can include things like developing a smart energy system, designing the automation and robotics solutions, or even designing some software prototypes. So many projects come from our collaborations with local companies and industry, and as well as from the regional innovation centers. And this kind of early applied experience builds the confidence, creativity, and professional skills that the students need to get into their career when they graduate.
That's actually really inspiring. Like it shows how much trust the program puts in the students to explore and also create. It's amazing that undergrads can get that kind of exposure so early in their studies. So that's really good to know. So for any students who are considering studying engineering at Lakehead, what's one piece of advice you would give them?
If a student is considering studying one of our engineering programs or computer science at Lakehead STEM Hub, the best advice is to embrace the hands-on learning experience from day one. Our programs are designed for the students who want to build, test, and create, and not just to sit in lecture halls. So at BEng STEM Hub, every project connects to real industry challenges, and students work closely with professors who know their names and genuinely care about their success. It's important to take advantage of those small classes and the access to mentors, labs, and co-op opportunities. So they can get all the skills that they require to get into the industry after they graduate. And most importantly, students should come ready to get involved and take initiatives. The hobby is all about innovation, and the more students explore, collaborate, and experiment, the more they will grow as future engineers and innovators. So my advice is to use this opportunity and try to learn and practice as much as they can.
That's actually excellent advice and something that future students can really take to heart. It's a really great reminder that success in engineering is about curiosity and also persistence. So that's a perfect note to end on. So thank you, Dr. Ameli, for sharing those insights. It's really inspiring to hear how Faculty of Engineering and the BEng STEM Hub are giving students real opportunities to design, innovate, and also shape the technologies of the future.
It was a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing new students next year at BEng STEM Hub.
Perfect. Now it's time for us to move on to our next segment.
Okay, so hope everyone enjoyed that session. So now we'll be moving into our Q&A. So please send in your questions through the chat. And while I would like to also give a huge shout out to Paula, who has been answering your questions behind the scene. And if you still have any questions after the session ends, you can email us at welcome@lakeheadu.ca, and then we'll be happy to answer you. Now with that, if you would like to stay connected with us further than today's session, we are there on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube under Lakehead International. And we really hope to see you at one of our next live webinars, and even more, we'd love to welcome you on campus as a Lakehead student someday. So with that, thank you so much for joining, and I'll be ending today's session.
Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. You can connect with us on social media. You can find us at Lakehead International on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We hope to see you in our next live webinar. Bye for now.